Hello everybody, it's Wyvern here with a bit of Total War Warhammer 2 quick match gameplay, and this time around we are here for a bit of a live cast. So my opponent seems to have chosen Tomb Kings, and as far as what to counter them with, not entirely sure what I want to do. We could try the Indomitable Lizardmen, of course, or maybe some High Elf play. High Elf play, of course, is very risky against the Tomb Kings. I don't know. We could also try Dark. Yeah, no, let's try Dark Elves. Honestly, this should be an okay matchup here. We'll do. It's a pretty open map with Carrick Drone, so we definitely need. We'll bring Bolt Throwers because I don't want to get caught out by my opponent bringing Ushapti Great Bows and then not being able to respond correctly. That'll be our front line. For our Lord, we could bring Malekith, we could bring a Dreadlord with sword and crossbow. We could even bring Marathi. Marathi's a decent choice in her own right. I think we'll do Malekith. We won't put him on Seraphon. We'll bring Spiteful Conjuration because it's a decent pick, if anything. No Word of Pain. No Word of Pain. No Blade Wind. No Doom Bolt. Not a fan of any of those items. We will bring the Destroyer. I think we'll bring Supreme Spell Shield. Now, that'll still leave him at a very expensive cost. Unfortunately, definitely looking forward to the Sorceress for the Dark Elves, though I don't think she'll be particularly cheap. We'll bring some Blackheart Corsairs for our front line. Some Witch Elves to cover backline mop-up. And then we need some interim sort of fire units. And trying to think if we should go with. I'm not a big fan of Blackrock Corsairs with handbows. They don't have the AP, which you kind of need against Tomb Kings. You need something to burst the big constructs down. And Shades, I think, are a better solution for that than anything else here. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to bring. Should we do dual weapons? If we cut corners with doubles, we can't even fit an extra unit in there. So I think what we'll do is we'll bring dual wielding Shades. We're definitely going to be a little light. I'm trying to find. It's always good to think about where you can cut corners. We'll also bring a unit of Blackguard of Nagaron to anchor things. I think we might do that. You know, we might actually try something a little more elite rather than going with so many Blackguard Corsairs. We might bring, let's say, 2. We could even go. The problem with Blackguard is they will be very susceptible to Ushapti sniping. But, you know, they can hold. We can scrap these guys, and we can cram in. Can we do 3 Dark Shards? We could do 3 Dark Shards with shields, but they don't have the burst of Shades. Decisions. Could also go like that. Bring. We could even, honestly, we could even bring Dark Riders with crossbows. I'm not a big fan of them just because they've got low ammo capacity. Shades don't have great ammo capacity either, though. 2 Blackguard. Could bring some Dark Riders to oversaturate backlines. Now, what I think we'll do, we'll do triple Shade. Could we do quadruple crossbow? But the problem is that then if my opponent decides to bring archers, I'll be in deep trouble. So we could do like Dark Riders. There we go. But that leaves me with a very thin front line. It's very hard to find corners to cut. I really don't need more than 2 Shades. 2 Shades will give me the burst I need. Dread Spears. There we go. I think that's how we're going to roll. And what do we have here? There we go. So, we're gonna hop right in, and we'll see how this build goes. I'm not exactly thrilled about it. I'm really relying on those dark shards. Now with the the bolt throwers, not the black guard. Black guard's important here. The black guard's important if my opponent decides to bring scorpions, but we'll see. We'll see what my opponent brings. We do have Gaze of Malice to help break up some of the more lighter troop formations, Tomb Guard, that sort of stuff. It's a pretty open map though, so we should be able to make use of our superior range on those Reaper bolt throwers. We'll try to spread them out a little bit, which could be a little risky. We'll get our Dark Riders. Why aren't they hidden? A lot of times you'll have you'll put cavalry in like a woods, and it won't say they're hidden. So looks like we're not really able to hide them. And I don't really want my Dark Riders in a position where they're going to get shut down. So we'll throw these guys into Control Group 3. We'll get our 2 shades around there. What did my opponent bring actually? So he's one gotten maybe not elite, but he's. We'll put our Witch Elves back here. Because we don't want them taking fire, and our front line is going to be very weak. That's basically a guaranteed. So, given this estimate, we know. Well, my opponent could have brought. Bolt throwers. So what we can do is we can just position our front line behind our bolt throwers. There's no reason to position it in front of them. We can keep our shades sort of in the front. Malekith can be definitely in the front. So these guys are all Control Group 2. We'll throw those guys into Control Group 4, 3, 5. And usually, in my opinion, you don't want more than 5 control groups. And we'll put Malekith here in the back because I don't want him getting sniped by. I don't want him getting sniped by enemy. Any of the more annoying enemy units like Ushabti Great Bows, which really is the biggest threat here, and they're one of the biggest solutions, or the greatest solutions, to Blackguard and Aggron, who otherwise have really good stats. The 24 bonus for Slaughter is monstrous. It's crazy. So Blackguard and Aggron can definitely lay the smackdown on just about anything if they are able to stay in a sustained combat. They probably would lose to say. Obviously lose to they'd probably lose to like a Mammoth. Mammoths are definitely more expensive, and I don't think Mammoths will be a big threat to Dark Elves, who have a lot of shooting that can punish that sort of play. Plus, my opponent's definitely taking a little while to deploy. I'm surprised. Can't imagine he has that much of a... Now, he does have a Cascade of Souls, which is definitely a little frustrating when we need to push up immediately. You can see a catapult over there, outside of range. So we need to get into range of those Ushabti Great Bows and immediately start firing. Now, I can't see any cavalry from my opponent, but he's got Carrion and a Cascade of Souls, and unfortunately, it's immediately firing on my poor. So we can swing those guys around, and we're going to immediately start wailing on those Chosen of the Gods. Though, actually, if my opponent is able to keep kiting like that, it's not going to work out. So we're actually going to switch fire, and you can see, holy heck, those Screaming Skulls are actually landing hits. I'm shocked. Color me shocked. We're going to push up, I suppose. We're going to push our shades back. We're going to keep our Dark Riders hidden. Get Malekith pushed up. And holy heck, look at that fire. Look at that fire. This is definitely rather frustrating. I'm not entirely sure how... We're gonna start firing back at those. See the Carrion there, definitely getting mown down a little, and not really much. We gotta pull those shades back. And I'm definitely taking a beating, but hopefully the bolt throwers can start exchanging fire. We'll push the Dark Riders forward. The Witch Elves need to stay clear. You can see Screaming Skull Catapult still hasn't lost a... There we go, it's lost a model. That's a win. And, you know, if I can... What are these units? Tomb Scorpion. Whatever, we'll just charge in. Charge with the Light Brigade. As long as we keep firing, you know, I'm pretty confident that the bolt throwers will outtrade the Screaming Skull Catapult. Looks like my opponent's disengaged, so we're going to actually disengage as well. And we'll start firing on them. There. There. We'll push forward with our forces. Have we lost a bolt thrower? We have not yet lost a bolt thrower. My opponent did fall back with the crew. So now we can Steel Pepper those guys down. And as long as we can, we're focusing on the Ushabti Great Bows, we're hitting that Screaming Skull Catapult, we're whittling it down. My opponent actually invested in some chevrons into it, which is why it's doing so well. The catapult crew, though, is not back online. It's big mistake here. I should probably just drop the gun. I might just lose the catapult here at this if the carrion don't get shut down. Come on, Witch Elves, do your job. We'll pull these guys back. See the Witch Elves doing their job pretty grand. My Dark Rider is completely routed. Unfortunately, these guys are not doing too hot. Pull back, and we need to get the Witch Elves clear. And where's my other unit of Witch Elves? There we go. Oh, that was a good hit. We'll hit those guys. Front lines holding. Oh my god, no, 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 no. Oh my god, they're not the brightest lads, that is for sure. Catapult's still hitting strong. Malekith needs to get in there. Just hold it. Witch Elves can tear through them. And we need to keep running. Screaming Skull Catapult's offline. You guys can shift fire onto the Ushabti Great Bows. You guys need to get in there. And my opponent's getting some good hits in, and unfortunately it's not going too great. At the same time, it's not going terrible. Malekith can hit there. Malekith can also hit this. Who's that? Is that Arkin the Black? It is Arkin the Black, unfortunately. Witch Elves will massacre the spears. Shades need to go deal with something. They need to shut down the scorpions. Bolt throwers can keep working on those guys. Bolt throwers over here, get back on that catapult. And you guys keep working on those annoying Ushabti. So, things are going okay. They might not be going great, but we'll be able to tie those guys down. And as long as the Black Guard hold, as long as these guys are out of ammo at this point, so that's my opponent is basically he's killing an irrelevant unit at this point. Now, there we go. We'll get in on Arkin. Oh my goodness, and of course he's getting a summon. I forgot about the summons. Those are such a nuisance. Major league nuisance. But what can you do? Come on, Malekith. Shotgun scatter the shades. And we might stand a chance. You can see the Witch Elves, they're doing their an okay job just trying to hold. You try to get spread out. Come on. Unfortunately, we're just not able to shut down Arkin now. Well, the Witch Elves will do okay in that fight. The catapult is offline, so we're holding okay. Hey, we might be able to do this. Also, we'll see. It's going to be tight. My opponent is just able to keep running with.
Hear my words. Attend me.
Bolt throwers. The merciless
We'll tell those guys to drop. Oh my god. Can I get a Soul Stealer off?
back.
And get on top of Arkin. Arkin's getting torn. You can see the Witch Elves are actually doing an amazing job there. And we actually took the annoying. Yeah, we might be able to do it. It's going to be very, very tight. Arkin, of course, is still being a nuisance. We're going to try to shut those. Oh my goodness. Arkin is such a pain in the rear. But as long as we have units that keep rallying, we might be able to pull it off. My opponent is just harassing.
Pull back.
As long as the Blackguard can hold, it might be doable.
Terror and death.
But holy heck, Arkin is such a pain in the rear.
Withdraw.
We'll get some rear shots into those guys with a grape shot mode.
Eager for battle.
Just not able to. I'm not able to do anything to slow Arkin down. Because he does have. He's got Strider.
I depart.
Oh my goodness.
Kill them. Sarkel. Murder awaits.
This is such a nuisance. I don't even know what to do, honestly. This is shut these guys down. My opponent's just going to keep kiting me and making himself a major league pain in the rear. We're going to switch to single target on those guys. The Shades are just getting routed, and
Malekith.
Arkin is just impossible to shut down. I don't have a net spell or anything. But, you know, if...
Lord of
Malekith's doing some work. And the Black Guard here is going to be basically
Dark Riders. Onwards to murder. Carnage
unbreakable. What are these guys breaking? Are those my spears? I think they are. The Black Guard is basically going to be near unbeatable. Arkin here, oh my goodness. Such a pain in the posterior. Bolt thrower crew getting slaughtered, but, you know, Malekith is a better fighter than these guys, so, you know. We get a rear charge on these Tomb Guard, we're going to pull out, we're going to cycle charge with our amazingly cycle charge oriented. And of course the Scorpions with their ludicrous animations here being a major league nuisance.
Attend me. Attack.
Ah, goodness, what a pain. The Shades keep rallying, so as long as they keep coming back.
Malekith.
Ah, boy.
Dealers in death. Kill them.
You know, we'll get them on Arkin. And we'll keep, as long as Malekith's able, how long? We need one more Winds of Magic for, we can do this. Okay, okay, here we go. Here we go.
Come
That's going to be the game changer, I think.
slaughter them.
Definitely GG. Great game to my opponent here. Very cool build. Very cool usage of artillery that I consider to be total trash.
Dagger off it. Destroy.
I honestly thought this was a loss until it wasn't. So very, very well played. Yeah, I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. If I was going to do some self-critique, there was definitely a lack of backline offense. What I probably should have done is drop the bolt throwers, or drop one of the bolt throwers. Tried to get an extra unit of, maybe just drop the Shades. I don't know. Try to make some extra room in there for, say, Cold One Knights. Even if it was just the one unit of Cold One Knights, that would have made all the difference in pinning those Scorpions and shutting them down. As it was, my opponent was able to really kind of dumpster me with a really the Scorpions running amok, Arkin, who I wasn't able to interdict, and the Chosen of the Gods just the Chosen of the Gods and Screaming Skull Catapult just applying pressure that I couldn't really deal with too effectively. So my opponent had a huge artillery presence that was a major nuisance. I had huge issues shutting down these Doom Scorpions and Arkin, so really I should have probably brought a unit or two of Cold One Knights and tried to make use of those in a defensive capacity. As for my army, the Witch Elves, of course, monsters work. I'm very impressed. The Shades did terrible, and I don't even think they did well damage-wise. That was a really pretty dumpster fire of a performance. They had a huge issue getting hits on Arkin, and I had huge issues slowing Arkin down. If I had Marathi, actually, she might have been a stronger pick there than Arkin was. Or sorry, not than Arkin, than Malekith. But nonetheless, it was a fun game. Definitely got good value out of the Reaper Bolt throwers. Not a lot of kills here, but definitely they shut down those Screaming Skulls. They shut down they shut down the Chosen of the Gods. So they paid for themselves, and they attracted a lot of my opponent's Casket of Souls fire. The biggest problem was that it took me way too long to shut down my opponent's Casket of Souls. An aggressive build for me would have probably been a better idea. The biggest problem is you always need something to shut down. It's like Chosen of the Gods. So nonetheless, great game to my opponent, Biologai. I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you find it entertaining. If you enjoy these live streams, be sure to note them. It's they're definitely a little tougher for me to try to talk while playing, but if you guys enjoy them, be sure to tell me, and I'll do my best to cast more of them. So yeah, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And if you have any comments, criticism, anything like that, be sure to share it down below, and I'll respond as soon as I can. And without further ado, guys, I will see you all in the next one, and wyvern out.